Hi, I'm Katie, your safety trainer. In today's video, we're diving into a critical topic that saves lives on the job every day: fall protection. Specifically, we'll focus on a key piece of equipment, the full body harness. This isn't just any gear, it's a lifesaver, literally. By distributing the force of a fall across your torso, a full body harness can drastically reduce or even eliminate the injuries typically caused by falls. But here's the catch. If not used correctly, a full body harness can actually introduce new health hazards. So in this video, we'll walk through the safe work practices that are essential to making the most of this important tool, ensuring not just compliance, but also your safety. Let's make sure that every time you strap on a full body harness, you're as protected as you can be. When we talk about the improper use of a full body harness, we're opening up a whole set of risks that can seriously compromise your safety. Imagine this. You're high up, relying on your harness for safety, but what if it hasn't been properly inspected? That's a risk of falling out, something we obviously want to avoid at all costs. Then there's a risk of falling unconscious while suspended. This could be just as dangerous as the fall itself, especially if the harness isn't adjusted correctly. If it's too long, you could end up hitting the ground or nearby objects before the harness even begins to do its job. One of the most critical risks we need to discuss is suspension trauma. This isn't just about feeling a bit off. We're talking serious symptoms like dizziness, sweating, toxic shock, nausea, heart palpitations, low blood pressure, even loss of vision. These symptoms can escalate quickly and are a direct result of being suspended improperly. Understanding these hazards is the first step toward mitigating them. Enjoying this safety video? There's more where that came from on Got Safety Lite. Sign up for free and gain access to our library of over 1,800 safety videos. If we don't have the lesson you're looking for, we'll make it at no cost. Click the link to sign up today. When it comes to using a personal fall arrest system, gearing up with the right personal protective equipment, or PPE, is not just a recommendation, it's a must. Each piece plays a crucial role in your overall safety, especially when heights are involved. First up, proper footwear. This isn't about looking good, it's about ensuring you have the right grip and balance. It can make all the difference between a secure step and a slip. Then, depending on your job and the site requirements, other PPE comes into play. A hard hat, for instance, isn't just a piece of plastic. It's a critical shield against anything that might come crashing down from above. Gloves protect your hands, not just from cuts and abrasions, but also enhance your grip, which is vital when you're high up. Eye protection, like safety glasses or goggles, is another non-negotiable. They protect your eyes from debris that can cause not just discomfort, but serious injury or vision impairment. And if visibility is low, or if you're working in an area with vehicle traffic, a reflective vest or jacket ensures you're seen, adding an extra layer of safety. Each piece of PPE has its specific role, but together they form a comprehensive safety net that supports you while you focus on the task at hand. Let's discuss some vital safe work practices to ensure that using a full body harness in your fall protection routine is as safe as possible. Remember, these practices aren't just guidelines, they're essential steps to ensure everyone's safety. Firstly, it's imperative that only those who have been specifically trained in fall protection work in areas where it's necessary. This training ensures that each person understands the risks and the correct use of safety equipment. Now, the maintenance and storage of a full body harness are crucial to its effectiveness. Every harness must be regularly inspected for any signs of wear or damage. This includes looking for fraying, cuts, or chemical damage to the belts and webbing, checking for loose rivets, ensuring that all rings are intact and not distorted or cracked, and verifying that snaps and latches function correctly. It's also important to inspect for any burn holes or tears in the shock-absorbing packs and to make sure all safety labels are intact and legible. Moreover, always check the expiration date of the harness. Yes, they do expire. Also ensure that no unauthorized modifications have been made to the harness. Any altered harness must be removed from service immediately. Verify that the harness can adequately limit a free fall to no more than 6 feet, and that any lanyards used are the correct length for the job, with deceleration devices that can limit the maximum arrest force to 1,800 pounds. Keep a record of all inspection dates. This can be done on a designated form or directly on parts of the harness, as outlined in the user's manual. Remember, a quick visual inspection should be conducted before every shift, and a detailed inspection at least twice a year. Proper storage is also key. Always store your harness according to the manufacturer's instructions to maintain its integrity and functionality. Once the harness has passed all necessary inspections, it's time to put it on. Putting on your harness correctly is critical to ensure it functions as intended in case of a fall. Here's how to do it right. Make sure the D-ring is positioned in the middle of your shoulder blades, which is crucial for proper force distribution during a fall. The chest strap should sit comfortably on your upper chest, not too high or too low. Ensure that all straps are snug against your body, but not overly tight. Comfort is important, but safety is critical. They should allow for full range of motion without causing pain or discomfort. Double check that all straps are properly connected or mated. This ensures that the harness will function correctly if needed. In the event of a fall, it's important to remain as calm as possible. Once the fall has been arrested and you're stationary, if your harness is equipped with a suspension trauma strap, deploy it immediately. This strap can help alleviate the risks associated with hanging in a harness, such as suspension trauma, which can occur if a fallen individual is not rescued quickly. It's vital to incorporate into your fall protection plan that the rescue of a fallen employee should occur within 10 minutes to prevent suspension trauma. A suspension trauma strap is a helpful tool that can extend this critical time frame slightly, but it is not a foolproof solution. Finally, remember that if a harness has been involved in stopping a fall, it should be retired from service. The forces exerted during the fall can compromise the harness's components like the shock-absorbing pack and webbing, rendering it unsafe for future use. This ensures that every use of a harness is safe and reliable. As we conclude today's lesson, it's important to remember that a full body harness is a crucial part of your fall protection arsenal. When used correctly, it can literally be a lifesaver, especially in situations where you're working at or above 6 feet. However, the effectiveness of a full body harness isn't just about having one, it's about how well it's maintained, stored, and used. Proper training is essential. Knowing how to inspect, wear, and maintain your harness ensures that it will function correctly when you need it most. By adhering to the safe work practices we've discussed today, you're not just following procedures, you're actively playing a role in preventing injuries or even fatal accidents from falls. That's all for today's lesson. If you found this information useful, don't forget to check us out on social media for more safety tips and updates. Remember, stay safe out there. Okay, let's discuss some vital safe work practices. I'm moving my body too. Okay, much better? Okay, good. Firstly, it's imperative that only those who have been specifically trained in fall protection work in fall protection work. There you go. I said that weird. Verify that the harness can adequately limit a free fall to no more than 6 feet and that any lanyards used are the I don't know why I said that way. All right.
Like you ran out of
I know. I was like, wow, it's like a train that's coming to a halt right there. Putting on your harness correctly is critical to ensure it functions as intended in case of a I tripped over an F of a fall. Whoa, that's a new one.